Blessings, everyone. May the blood of Yahweh cover this video. Okay, I'm just going to get right into this. First and foremost, my throat it's really bad. My chest is really bad. It's very tight. Over last weekend, we had a storm here in Windsor, and I think we got like 30 centimeters of snow, sleet. I mean, it was all mixed. It was bipolar weather, really. It was, and wasn't very pleasant at all. And this flu, like I say, I've been trying to avoid this flu that's been going on, and it's been very serious. It's been, like I say, we all know that it's been killing people. And my neighbor, I think this was on Monday night, um, he was doing the sidewalks for me because he had a machine. And he stopped and he just, we talked, and he said, Kelly, he said, they're killing us. They're killing us. And he said last night, he says, I couldn't breathe. And this was probably I think Saturday and Sunday. And this was when the weather was it was so bad. And he stopped breathing. Just stopped breathing. Um, so the weather, like I said, was really bad. And I'm trying to avoid the flu and I'm trying to stay as healthy as I can, but wow, I mean, my stomach, I'm nauseous. I have a hard time eating. I can't eat. I just feel sick, you know. Yeah, just not good. So anyway, so if I sound, worse than usual, this is it. And this is why. It's because of uh, the weather. The weather. Okay. Now during this time, all of this, last week or so, I met a gentleman, a brother, and his name is Jeremy Potter. And boy, I'll tell you, I felt very welcomed, at his place. I mean, I really did. I was so well received. I was really excited about that because usually when I go out, I usually get attacked. And it was quite the opposite, and it was a beautiful feeling. Um, but I also started to realize that there is a connection, and there was a true purpose of being on his channel, meeting him. And so what happened was I was going through, here and there, and this channel and that, and I heard him. I heard his heart. I mean, he was speaking through his heart with his words, and that truly moved me. So I stayed. I mean, why would I go anywhere else, right? So I stayed and got to know him a little bit, and I was free to, you know, give a little bit of myself in the comments, and you know, um, when he mentioned, when Brother Jeremy mentioned um, that he was being led to, he felt he was being led to Ezekiel and to Genesis 1 and 4, and I'm not quite sure the chapters of the Ezekiel, but it was about the wheels. And so it piqued my interest. So, he said pray on it, and I did. And so first I went to Genesis 1 through 4, and right away, I was stirred up. I knew I was personally stirred up. And so I'm thinking, okay, this is him pointing the way. All right, let's see where this goes, right? So I'm stirred up. I go into prayer about this. I'm going into meditating. I'm thinking, why? What's the connection? Why do I feel this pull? What's the pull? And the answer to this was the dream. And the dream I can only give you bits and pieces now, and then I'll explain the whole thing later. But um, with Genesis where 4, where he's dividing the light and the darkness, the first thing that comes to me is my dream going sitting in the park on the bench on the picnic table, and I'm putting on this black sweater, like it's like a black top, and I'm putting this on, and it's impressing on me that I know that I'm focused in on this blackness. It's the black. And so there's the pull, like, okay. And then I remembered Iris's dream, and this was within her message in her dream was the first will be the last and the last will be first. Now there's more to that. I'm going to get to it, but this is what struck me right away. Okay? It was said the right way. So, the word. Then I I get into this, and I'm now remembering the dream more vivid, and I'm just okay. I've got to take another look at this dream. I have to, there's something that I've missed. There's something that I didn't, So I really now have to go through this again. So, and wow is all I can say about that. I have no words. And so now we have like um, the first will be the last will be the first, and this darkness. So then he says that he was led to Ezekiel the wheel. And so I wasn't sure what or how to grasp this, but I wasn't going to let this one go either. So I followed through with that, and I read, about the wheel, but I couldn't comprehend, like, again, please, guys, remember, I too am a babe in all of this. And so I'm looking at this, but I'm not quite grasping, but I'm holding on to what I'm wanting to say is spirit. And so this took me straight back again to the dream, the first part of that dream, and that was the wheel that was missing. The steering wheel was missing. Okay, so here now he's led to two different, where it's Genesis 1:4, Ezekiel, okay, about the wheel. I follow through with this, and now I'm being stirred up myself. So I'm feeling there was the connection, and that, Brother Jeremy was pointing the way, and I was just following through, like just going, with this. So, all right, now I'm going to tell you the dreams, and then again, I hope and pray that you use your discernment, and then I will let you know where this heavy heart that I have received today is coming from, and I'm going to be asking for some prayers. So, again, here's the two dreams, and then, we're going to go with our discernment. And it's true, if you don't have discernment, then you are going to look at this as being foolish. Okay, so in my dream, the first part of it is that my husband and I are driving, and we're in like a Winnebago. We're like in a camper, and we're moving. We're going full speed. We're moving, and I decide, well, okay, I'm gonna take over the driving. I go over to relieve him from driving, and he's slouched over in the chair, okay, behind the wheel. So I'm thinking, oh no, he fell asleep behind the wheel. So I'm at this point feeling he's in a deep sleep. He's sleeping. And so I go automatically to grab the wheel, but there's no wheel. So now I'm thinking, well, who's in control of the vehicle? I'm looking for the key and can't find the key. I'm thinking, well, who's in control of the vehicle? So then I'm thinking, well, this has got to be a starter vehicle, like, a starter, that button or a push button. And I'm not finding it. And then it flashes where I go, now I'm sitting, and I mean, it's a flash. I mean, that was the end of the first part of the dream. And then the second part of the dream was that I was sitting on a picnic bench or a picnic table, and I'm putting on this black sweater. And I'm realizing at this time that I'm putting on this my my sweater in the middle of, you know, well, not in the middle, but I'm in front of everybody. I mean, I am so opened up that, I'm not hidden at all. I'm right there, and I'm putting on this black sweater. And I'm realizing, which is really being pressed upon me of this, is how beautiful the weather is at this point. Like, it's a gorgeous afternoon, and I know and feel this is noon. That noon. I'm getting dressed in the opened on a beautiful day, noonday. Okay, and then that's the end of the dream. So then Iris comes back with her dream, and she speaks of her walking towards a theater, and she has to go downwards to go into the theater. So what she does, and then she finds herself in the first row in the theater. Now it's so black in this place that she can't see the hand in front of her, so she's really focusing in and looking around, and she's starting to see the silhouettes of people sitting in their seats. So at this point, now she gets this urgency where she's now warning. She needs to warn these people. And she's doing the best that she can and all that she can. And she's warning them. But only one person acknowledges her, stands up to acknowledge her. And this one person is a female. And I think it's important that this stands out and is said that she is a female, that this person is a female. And